All right, everybody. It's a Wednesday. We're not in studio. I'm off, snuck away from the fam so I could deliver to you what I'd like to deliver, especially because Brockman and TJ aren't around to heckle me. It's time for my weekly power rankings.
This is my
Power rankings!
There are many like it, but this one is mine!
Power Rankings!
All right, here we go. Number 10, new to the list, and I apologize in advance because the last team I put new to the list, the Cincinnati Bengals, lost in Pittsburgh, and we actually got some tweets to the show account that I'm a jinx. Excuse me. You may blame me for the Bengals losing in Pittsburgh, but however, we both know, all of us out there, that we on the Rich Eisen Show had Amari Cooper and Kyle Hamilton as guests before their games this week, and they killed it. So don't blame me. That said, Buccaneers fans, you're on the list because you've been balling out. Your team has been balling out. Baker Mayfield is finding Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and the defense is killing it. And Baker's doing all sorts of Baker Mayfield things, and the Buccaneers are entering the final 2 weeks of this season with a chance to just wrap up this division, beat the Saints, and finish up with another win, and you guys are going to the playoffs, punching a ticket, and facing the NFC East second-place finisher, and that's, as you know, a big, huge opportunity for you to make some hay in the playoffs. I think the Buccaneers are in the top tier of the NFL. They're number 10 on my list. Number 9 on the list. This is as low as I've put them all season long, and I'm going to hang on. I know some people are just going to knock them straight off the list because there's a bunch of 9-win and 10-win and 11-win and even now a 12-win team in the National Football League, but I'm keeping the Chiefs on my list. As long as Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones and that defense are active, I'm still going to believe in them, even though they are doing very un-Chief-like things, like losing back-to-back games in Arrowhead and like losing games in Arrowhead to the Raiders and going back-to-back 3-and-outs to start a game in Arrowhead for the first time of the Mahomes era and turning the ball over and giving up touchdowns to defenses. I'm very, very concerned about this team to go deep into the playoffs and repeat, but they are still, as long as they've got Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones and Andy Reid, I'm still going to believe that they're a top tier team in the NFL. I've got them 9th on the list. Number 8 on this list, I've got the Cleveland Browns up one spot. Joe friggin' Flacco, the Flacco-sance, and Amari Cooper and Myles Garrett, and the run game is now kind of secondary because Flacco's winging it all over the lot. They've got the Jets coming up on Thursday Night Football this week. I think that makes them an 11-win team going into their final game of the season against the Bengals. They could win a dozen games with 4 different quarterbacks and a whole bunch of different running backs because Nick Chubb goes out at the beginning of the season. That's why I think Kevin Stefanski is a Coach of the Year candidate of the first order. Number 7 on my list, down one spot. I still have the Dallas Cowboys as a top-tier team in the NFL, and I think we all know that they are. I think we know that their last 2 games on the road have proven that they're going to have to go on the road in the playoffs. They've got their hands full. Certainly if they got to go to red hot number 10 on my list, Tampa Bay, to start the playoffs. That said, Dak, CeeDee Lamb, that pass rush, the pass defense, put it all together, and they can do it in a game and win a ton of games in this league. I've got them number 7 on my list. Up one spot. Pardon me. Yes, up one spot because I had them 7th last week. It was the lowest that they've been on my power rankings all season long. I've got the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, here's the deal. They've got to be far more efficient on offense. They should be running the football a little bit more. And when they throw it to 11. And this is not a fantasy football thing. A.J. Brown has pretty much disappeared from the passing game with regularity. I know that they've targeted him a lot, but it's been a lot of empty calories, and they have not gotten the deep ball going in the same way that they did last year off the run game. Run it more, throw it deep more, and heaven forbid, score a ton of points because you have a big problem on the pass defense. Suddenly, the pass rush can't get home, and the pass defense on the back end is being exposed because of it. That concerns me moving forward, but the Eagles are still number 6 on my list. Up 3 spots are your NFC North champion Detroit Lions. They're beginning to take off, after a midseason swoon. That was a big win on the road against the Vikings. I understand it was Nick Mullins that they were trying to defend, but this is a serious defense that they went against this weekend in Minnesota, and the Lions defense has been suspect for the past few weeks. They took one on the chin in the middle of the game on the road and stuck their foot in the ground and won a division for the first time in 30 years. Now I believe they're playing with house money going to Dallas this weekend with a shot at the 1 seed. I think the Lions are a top 5 team in this league. They are number 5. Up 1 spot, the Miami Dolphins. They finally got the, yeah, but who have they really beaten monkey off their backs by taking care of the Dallas Cowboys. They've got 2 big games to finish. They go to Baltimore, then they're home against the Bills. 2 more teams that they can put in their quiver of, yeah, who have we really beaten? We've beaten 3 great teams to finish the season. This is a huge opportunity for the Dolphins to be the 1 seed and have everybody come through South Florida, but they have 2 very tough teams in front of them, and not just on their standings, not just in their schedule, but in the power rankings, because number 3 on the list, I've kept the Buffalo Bills right where they are. Look, I know they struggled against Easton Stick on the road against an interim head coach. These are very tough games to win on the road, and I understand they should have gone in and mopped the floor with them. That does concern me. I'm not dropping the Bills just because they won a game on the road late in the season. That is, one of the things that they should have done. I still believe in Josh Allen. I think that James Cook was, for some reason, missing from their offense against the Chargers. They should go back to number 4 quite a bit. Gabe Davis saved the day. So did Josh Allen. So did that defense. Ed Oliver is balling out like an all-pro defensive lineman. I have them number 3 on the list, down just 1 spot. I understand the 49ers did not look very good at all, and Brock Purdy threw more interceptions than I think he's thrown in his entire lifetime. I know I'm exaggerating right now, but I have the 49ers still at number 2. I think we can all agree that they're going to beat pretty much everybody else on this list or have a very difficult time doing so, but coming up with the win. I understand if they face the Bills or the Dolphins in the Super Bowl, that would be a problem for them potentially. Maybe they'll take the number 1 team on again. The Ravens are your freshly minted new number 1 best team in the NFL. That defense going into San Francisco and turning that entire place upside down. Lamar Jackson cementing, I believe, unless something crazy happens in the next 2 weeks, his 2nd most valuable player award of his stellar career, and John Harbaugh could wind up being coach of the year. This team just keeps getting better and better and better despite losing players left and right. Their defense is championship quality. Their quarterback is championship quality. Their special teams and coach, championship quality. They are the number 1 team on my power rankings through 16 weeks in the National Football League. So there you have it, folks. Just making sure I keep my appointed rounds on my off time. And did you hear that? Nothing from Brockman and TJ. See you soon.